I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
Now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the
expectation
panel.
for-
Karoline, thank you very much for your
expectation
time. That was so good.
The View is in full-blown panic mode, and for a very good reason. Karoline Leavitt, the young, sharp, and unapologetic conservative powerhouse, just dropped a legal bombshell so massive that ABC executives are scrambling for damage control.
But think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
And here's the wildest part. She didn't even step foot on The View to do it. After yet another disgusting tone-deaf attack from Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, Karoline didn't just clap back. She went nuclear.
While we will expose the fake news when they are fake, we will hold them accountable for their lies and smears of President Trump. I can also assure the American people that they are going to be hearing directly from the leader of the free world. And the press likes to hear that too. That's something that has not happened over the past 4 years.
And now the backlash is so explosive that rumors are swirling. ABC is pleading behind the scenes, desperate to get her to back down before it's too late. Executives are reportedly freaking out, trying to contain the fallout before it destroys their credibility completely. But let's be real, this mess is beyond saving.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
So what exactly did Karoline say that sent Whoopi into full meltdown mode? What had Joy Behar visibly shaking and left Sunny Hostin speechless for once in her life? Oh, you do not want to miss this.
And you would think, ABC, having just paid $15 million for a defamation lawsuit, would think not to engage in conspiracy theories about assassination attempts, but I guess that's too much to ask from The View. I mean, I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that.
But before we dive headfirst into this chaotic drama-packed takedown, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more uncensored, no BS updates. Because trust me, this is just the beginning.
And so I hope that the media will focus on the issues that matter to the American people, the issues that led them to vote in a resounding way for President Trump on November the 5th. That's what President Trump is focused on more so than ever. We have an array of executive action that will be rolled out on day one to change the lives of the American people immediately.
Let's set the stage. The View thought they could come after Karoline Leavitt and just walk away unscathed. Big mistake. On a recent episode, the ladies of The View went completely unhinged, launching a full-scale attack on Karoline simply for being a young, successful conservative woman. Joy Behar, with her signature smugness and condescending smirk, dismissed Karoline's intelligence, experience, and political savvy. In her world, there was only one explanation for Karoline's success. According to Joy, she was only hired because she's a 10 in Trump's eyes. That's right, Joy reduced everything Karoline had worked for down to her looks. And then came Whoopi Goldberg, never one to let logic get in the way of a good rant. With her usual self-righteous tone, Whoopi claimed Karoline wouldn't even have a job if it weren't for wokeness.
Well, listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Her exact words? Yeah, I would like this young lady. This is her first job. I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here. Oh yeah? Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job. Yeah, because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The hypocrisy was stunning. The very same women who claimed to uplift young professionals, especially young women, had just publicly belittled and dismissed Karoline's entire career simply because they didn't like her politics. And trust me, Karoline wasn't about to let that slide.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
The reason we fought and busted our behinds was to make sure you didn't have to worry about this. Whoopi wasn't done. Now to hear you talk about it, to hear anybody talk about the wokeness, that wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges, because women couldn't get into the schools they wanted. She was on a roll now, waving her hands, voice rising, like she was educating Karoline on history she clearly already knew. This is all women. See, this is not just black, Asian. This is all women. Women weren't invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure this was a person's world. The hypocrisy was dripping from every word. Commentators called it out instantly. Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karoline Leavitt. Hilarious. Oh, you already know. She just had to make it about race. As if that somehow justified her dismissing Karoline's career. But Karoline, she wasn't having it. She didn't just ignore the noise. She went for the kill. Karoline didn't just clap back. She annihilated them. And this was her response.
They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
Please, his opponents are still saying the same rhetoric that led to those two attempts. The second attempt on President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that Trump is a threat to democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic, if you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie. And yes, you will act on it, just like we've seen twice against President Trump. Her voice was sharp, her facts were undeniable, and she wasn't holding back. And then she went even further. Last week, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris said that everyone who showed up to President Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden was an cut to commercial. The network pulled the plug before she could even finish, but the damage was done. And The View? They had no idea what was about to hit them next. That's despicable, dangerous, divisive rhetoric, spewed by the Democrat Party every single day. And I am so sick and tired of the media pointing the finger at Donald Trump, claiming he is the one dividing this country. He is not. The media is. For pushing hoaxes, like the one you all just peddled today. For twisting narratives and spreading misinformation to fit your own agenda. And the Democrat Party? They are just as guilty. For constantly lying about him. For fear-mongering. For painting millions of Americans as threats. But here's the good news.
But think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
Americans aren't buying it. That's why today, President Trump is more popular than he's been since 2016, because people don't trust the media anymore. The audience fell silent. The View's hosts weren't prepared for this kind of direct, unapologetic pushback. The viral takedown. Then, in a now viral scorched earth video, Karoline exposed The View for exactly what they are. A panel of bitter, out-of-touch elitists who claim to support women, but only if those women agree with them. And this time, she did not hold back. Joy Behar is the perfect example of modern feminism, preaching about empowering women while tearing down any woman who doesn't fit their narrative. Disgusting. Then she took direct aim at Whoopi. Whoopi says I wouldn't have a job without wokeness. That's hilarious, considering The View's entire panel is made up of unqualified DEI hires. And Sunny Hostin? Karoline torched her. And Sunny Hostin, of all people, wants to talk about privilege? Give me a break. Then she dropped the hammer. The View doesn't want strong women. They want obedient women. I refuse to play their game. Boom. Within minutes, her video went viral. What should have been a simple smear job against Karoline Leavitt has completely backfired, turning into one of the biggest PR disasters The View has ever faced. And now, the rumors are flying. Some execs are seriously questioning whether Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg are more of a liability than an asset. Because let's be real, how many scandals can ABC handle before the show becomes a sinking ship? Sponsors are reportedly backing away. Brands that once proudly aligned with The View are reconsidering whether they want to be tied to the show's toxic, alienating image. ABC is scrambling behind the scenes, allegedly begging Karoline to drop the lawsuit before it gets even worse. But here's the kicker, even The View's own audience is turning against them. One viral comment sums it up perfectly. The View preaches empowerment, but mocks any woman who doesn't fit their agenda. Karoline Leavitt just exposed them for the frauds they are. And the replies? Brutal. Fans who once defended the show are now calling out its hypocrisy. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it does. At this point, it's undeniable. The View has been playing with fire for years. But this time, they might have finally burned themselves beyond repair. The backlash is out of control. The hypocrisy is undeniable. And ABC, they are now facing a very real and very painful decision. Do they cut ties and attempt to salvage their reputation? Or do they double down and risk watching The View go down in flames? One thing is for sure, this isn't over yet. ABC has a massive decision to make, clean house or cancel the show entirely. Because let's be real, The View survives on controversy. That's its entire business model. But when the backlash becomes bigger than the ratings boost, it's game over. And right now, they're dangling by a thread. The network knows it. The sponsors see it. Even the most loyal viewers are questioning if the show has finally run its course. So, could this finally be the moment that takes down The View for good? Or will ABC double down trying to ride this out, only to crash even harder? Now it's your turn. Did The View finally go too far? Was Karoline Leavitt's lawsuit the wake-up call the media desperately needed? And do you think ABC will actually pull the plug on The View after this disaster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any breaking updates.